Hi there, everyone. Today we're talking about part of our family's fitness plan, how we establish a good base fitness to prepare us to train specifically for a particular goal or outdoor adventure. Hello again, I'm Jason, and today we're continuing our short series on fitness. In our last video, we relayed 8 principles for developing a love of exercise for ourselves and our families. The last 2 of those principles were to have a plan and to make it a safe one. Well, today we're getting a bit more specific on those 2 principles, talking about how we approach developing a baseline of fitness that serves us well for all kinds of activities, but also prepares us to be able to put in the work towards a specific training or specific outdoor adventure goal. In our next video in the series, we'll be talking about how we handle the reality that life can intervene with fitness goals and how we try to keep that in perspective so that we keep moving forward. Our plan starts with a pretty simple premise. Get at least 60 minutes a day of vigorous activity. Sometimes we do get more, but we aren't professional athletes. We have other jobs we need to take care of, plus the pandemic created another whole set of demands. We have to do more with less time. From there, it's about dividing up our training into base fitness training and goal-specific training. In essence, you can think of it like this. You've got an adventure objective or fitness goal that requires that your body be able to do certain things, like finger strength for a difficult rock climb, or carrying a pack weight that will match the pack that you'll have on your thru hike, or maybe you just want to be able to do X number of pull-ups. But then you also need to have a body that can handle the stress you're going to put on it when you train for that specific goal. And that's what base fitness is for, readying the body for the stress you place on it through more intense training. Within each of these categories of base and specific training, you can also think about cardiovascular and strength training. In a nutshell, cardio exercise is designed to improve your body's ability to move oxygen-carrying blood to your muscles. Think of this as improving your ability to do more work without running out of breath. Strength training improves muscle performance. Think of this as being able to increase the maximum work that your muscles can do, or lengthen the duration that your muscles can put in work without fatiguing. When we're talking about base cardiovascular fitness, the first goal should be to establish a strong aerobic base. Your aerobic base is the amount of work you can deliver while still using oxygen in the process of creating the energy you need. This is usually long duration, lower effort activity that also coincides with your body burning long-term fuel sources like fat. Jogging is a representative activity. This is in contrast to anaerobic work, where your body produces energy without the use of oxygen and is characterized by high intensity and short duration activities, usually less than 2 minutes at a time. Sprinting would be a classic example. To establish a base cardiovascular fitness, you actually want to spend most of your time in your aerobic zone. This is going to train your cardiovascular system to keep up with the increased workload you're going to be adding to it later. Hiking and running are accessible activities for training this. Then you'll also need to spend some time doing anaerobic work, and the goal here is to increase the heart rate at which you are still holding on to some aerobic energy production. The way that you do this is by working at your anaerobic threshold, or the point where your body is transitioning from aerobic to anaerobic work. You can find your anaerobic threshold by doing specific treadmill tests and the like, but the simple rule of thumb is to be at the point where your breathing is labored and you can no longer carry on a conversation, but you aren't panting. For base strength training, we need to cover our whole body, so that includes our legs, our upper body, our core. And in the realm of strength training, we need to consider isometric strength, that is holding a position for a long time, endurance, repeating a movement many times, and power, explosive movement. And for climbers, we need to add in finger strength. Isometric strength is relevant for outdoor sports because we spend so much time still, but holding body tension. Any technical climbing will be a great example of this. So static exercises like planks and wall sits and Frenchies, these are all examples of work that delivers isometric gains. Endurance is all about repetition, and many of our outdoor activities have high repetition. Our body needs to be able to handle that stress. Weight training or body weight training that is about 12 repetitions per set or more will deliver muscular endurance. And power is about maximum effort. Heavier weights and lower reps are the name of the game. I want to pause here for a minute and talk about kids and that safety principle. As we mentioned in our last video, kids aren't just little adults, and using heavy weight is a good way to damage their growing bodies. For example, doctors recommend that kids never carry a pack that's more than 15% of their body weight. If you do the math, that can be a very small amount. For my kids right now, that's only about 6 pounds or less than 3 kilos. So we do almost no exercise with weights. Sometimes weight that's in that 6-pound range is added in, but only when we're exercising really big muscle groups, like the legs.
There you go.
Because of that, then, we're never really working on power with the kids. Not yet, anyway. Bodyweight exercises are our go-to routine for the boys. Another thing that we need to talk about with strength training is maintaining or even improving flexibility. So we do a lot of stretching. It comes naturally to the boys, but I have to work at it. So I do full body stretching every day. There are all sorts of strength routines, and cardio routines for that matter, that you can find out there, and I'm not going to be getting into specific exercises today. But I do want to talk about how to balance all of these different needs and put together a base fitness workout week. I find that personally I need to exercise a muscle group 2 to 3 times a week in order to make steady strength gains, and I can maintain strength by working a muscle group about 1 day a week. So when I'm working on base fitness, I'm doing cardio 5 days a week, with 3 days being aerobic and 2 days being anaerobic. I'm also doing strength training 2 or 3 days a week. I try to mix my anaerobic work into my strength training routine in order to double up. So that takes care of the work week. That leaves 1 day for getting out and adventuring and 1 day for active rest, which is usually chores around the house. Once we've got a good fitness habit and reasonable base fitness, then we can move into the specific training we need to do for our objective, be that lifting a certain amount of weight or climbing a certain peak. The training you need to do will, of course, be dependent upon the goal. For instance, you can develop specific protocols from assisted to unassisted to weighted pull-ups to get your body to be able to do more pull-ups. Or you can know the elevation gain, total mileage, and your likely pack weight that you're going to need to be able to carry in order to achieve a summit climb. Or maybe you're trying to climb a long ice or mixed route, and so you're going to need calf and shoulder and grip strength. The point is that you need to know the demands of your objective, and then, in my opinion, train to the point where you can do slightly more weight, slightly more distance, slightly more vertical gain, more reps, or whatever it is than your objective demands. To do that, you'll need to adjust the balance of your weekly fitness schedule from the one we just outlined. If you need more aerobic fitness because you're going to be working at high altitude and therefore already have an elevated heart rate, then swap out some aerobic time for some more anaerobic time. If you're needing more muscle power or endurance, swap that in, do the same. But you also should be putting in more total work and time than you did in your base fitness stage. That was the point of establishing base fitness, after all, so that your body would be ready to take on even more work. So that's how we approach a plan, a safe plan, for establishing base fitness that provides the platform for taking on more intense training. Do you have any favorite exercises that are a part of your training? Feel free to share some in the comments section. If you want additional thoughts related to this video and every video we produce, along with links to the equipment we discuss, sample gear lists, sample itineraries, and links to other outdoor resources, please visit our website at shortguysbetaworks.com. The link's in the description below. And if you want to be alerted as we release new content, please subscribe and ring that bell. We produce educational content like this, as well as short films of our family adventures, and we release something new every week. So if you have suggestions for content you'd like to see, you can let us know that in the comments section as well. See you next time, and keep on getting more out of that big outside.